Alright, doing an update as far as what's going on in the garage. Let's see. If you do like seeing my content, please like and subscribe. It does help. I guess that is what matters, really. On these videos, I'm putting them up if I want to make something of it later on. So, please like and subscribe. Even if you don't like and subscribe, please. So this is a 89 Chevy Stepside 1500 two-wheel drive. Had a 4.3 liter TBI, sorry, fuel injected motor in it. We are now putting an updated, more fuel efficient motor. A 5.3 liter L59 flex fuel engine. It has 13 millimeter valley bolts, which, you know, from my experience, these 13 millimeter valley bolts means that we're going to have floating rods and pistons in it. And this is true for this block. When I took it apart, that's what it was. It also has the 1x cam sensor in the front and also has it in the back for the cam sensor, but no knock sensor provisions on the side. I have come across these blocks where they were machined for a knock sensor on the side and had the valley bolts, the valley knock sensors also. I don't know if that was a GM reman motor or a new casting for remanufactured engines. I don't know. So I figured I'd just start putting this engine in, since I didn't hear anything back on the exhaust for the second time from my order on it, catback kit, Flowmaster. I started removing the motor Friday, got the motor out and finished Friday. Was supposed to receive an email and shipping notification from my first vendor. Didn't receive that for 2 weeks, so canceled that order. Made an order through Napa Auto Parts directly through Flowmaster, I guess. And Napa, that was February 11th. I was supposed to get a shipping notification March 17th, I believe, by March 17th. I didn't get anything by that time either. Called Napa again. They said they'd contact the vendor to see. Flowmaster was running behind on stuff, I guess, and I got a shipping notification Saturday, I believe it was, that shipping label was created. So that put me on the right track. I'm not too worried now. I'll be able to actually get the exhaust done on this thing before it leaves and get it all done in one fell swoop. Clutch, I was hoping to get the motor in and everything by Monday. Ran into a problem with the clutch. This happens, but we can get it here locally, so no big deal. We got a clutch for a 98 instead of 89. 98 has an internal slave. 89 has an external slave cylinder, so make sure you guys catch this stuff if you come across it. So as I was doing my measurements with a straight edge across the bell housing to pressure plate engagement forks, you could see this is a external slave, which I do believe is the same as like a mechanical style. Then this is a internal slave pressure plate. This is the part number for the internal slave, I believe. So 96 to 2000 or whatever. And you can see how the spring forks concave in aren't directly out. So it could have got put in there if it wasn't caught, and just wouldn't have no clutch at all. So I'm glad I caught it beforehand. Tomorrow's Monday. We'll get that taken care of and settled out and get this motor in this week, and hopefully my exhaust shows up by the end of the week and I can be finished out with it. Make sure everything's 100% on it, which I know it is because I already ran that motor on a stand. I'm the one that pulled the motor out of the car, checked everything out, so golden. It's got all new gaskets in it, valve cover, valley, knock sensor, grommets, front rear main, oil pan gasket, pickup tube O-ring, of course. I'm probably forgetting something, but yeah, it's gasket up, resealed, everything is square on it. Good to go. So the H1 Hummer is in the yard. Currently working on getting the frame welded. Just, I don't have the time to put in my own projects, so they sit longer. They gotta do customers' stuff. So I recruit help to work on my projects, if anybody's interested. So the H1 Urban Gorilla frame welding. It's about partially done. I got all the steel for it. Had it for, I think, at least a month. I know that much. So it's getting done. A shot of this thing. Still trying to figure out color combination, but it's definitely get the lb7 with the Allison. You can switch over to 6.5 by 8 lug. I'm gonna box the frame back all the way to the forward rear leaf spring mounts. This is as far back as I'm gonna box it. Then set the motor in it, check everything's clearance, and build the front body mounts. Probably left the motor out one more time. I got a coilover setup going on the front for a forward axle. So I'm trying to keep my eyes out for a forward axle for the front end of this. We got to make sure I get 6.5 by 8 lug pattern though. So I got a dually Dana 80 disc brake. Well, you know, it's a 99 F450 ambulance rear end. It's the same lug pattern as the Chevy because it's that 1-2 year deal. Then I got a 11.5 inch ring gear GM axle right there also. AAM, American Axle Manufacturing, I believe is the company. So 8 lug, of course, that's what it's gonna go. So this thing, it's coming along, just slowly getting it there. But steel and metal work is always first, we know that. So got some of the done dropping it down on body bushings in the rear where it needs to be. Got the front set up where it needs to be. Got the center cross brace back in. I do believe that is like a, I'd say it's kind of important in case you get side collision. Nothing crazy happens there. This is not the column I'm leaving it. This is just a temporary column to steer it while we move it in and out of the yard. When I mean we, it is I, unless I have some help, which is hard to come by. So S10 front end, I gave this S10 away for free. I think I sold the cab for 250 bucks or something like that. But I still have the front clip because I still do have the Bravada, and I do want to put the 8.1 in the Bravada. It's just, it's hard to recruit the help, man. I can only work on my vehicles on the spare time. So this is the other one I got. This is a 92 MPR GM Isuzu, whatever you want to call it, 3.9 4BD2. It's a turbocharged, intercooled. I picked this up. It was sitting for 7 years or whatever it was. Came and picked it up. It had a glow plug issue, wouldn't start. The cable was broken as far as the fuel shut off, so I took a piece of brake line, cut it down, drilled a hole in it, fed the cable through it, pinched it down, and now we have fuel shut off again. So it's working. Changed fluids in it, made sure the injectors were flowing good. It wasn't leaking down horribly. It's not smoking. Turbo spool's up good. We're good. So this is a running box truck now. Good to go. The ambulance started life on a 99 F450 chassis. Took the ambulance box off. It's a class 3 box, so it's rated a lot better than what you're going to get for a camper, that's for sure. We got some flooring in it. That's the flooring we got. Went down real nice. Got some plywood 2x6s in there to do some framing if need be. I don't know if I'm going to do the framing with the 2x6s. I really want to buy some aluminum and just keep this thing completely aluminum to keep it nice and light. Try to keep as much wood out of it as possible. We got to invert those boxes in the back so I can build the bed frame so it'll roll up and down. Engine wise, you can see there's nothing in here. This motor left, and I was going to put a Duramax in this originally. I don't know if it's going to get a Duramax anymore. I still have a second Duramax, but I need to put it together. It needs head bolts. You know, I prefer to put a stock setup in it, not over injectors and a compound setup. That's all going in the Hummer now. But this might get an 8.1. It might get an LS. I don't know yet. Haven't made up my mind. It might even get this 3.9 out of this box. Who knows? Don't know yet. Got to figure it all out. Yeah, like and subscribe, please. It does help. I haven't gotten paid for many of this, and the liking and subscribing kind of builds up to that part of it where you can get paid for doing stuff. But you can see there's the other side of it. I got a 90% of the wiring ready. This is what I felt I might still use. So I left it in.